October 14th, 2023, I ventured up to Hobart, Indiana to take part in the IPMS Duneland contest and swap meet. It was held at the Moose Lodge in Hobart, so you know there was plenty of modeling fluid on hand. And as you walked in, you were hit with just stacks and stacks of vendors and model kits and sweet deals. So you can either fuel your modeling passion or your hoarding problem, however you like to slice it. Now, this is only the second time these guys have put this show on in the last 10 years. They actually restarted this show in 2022, where they had somewhere near 500 model entries. This year, they had somewhere close to 400, and these guys are doing an awesome job putting on an awesome show. Like any great model show, they did have a raffle, which I cleaned up in. I always love that, so I don't have to spend so much money at the vendor tables. Their best of prizes were provided by Bases by Bill. They were wooden plaques shaped like Indiana. They had the inscriptions of the category you won with a sweet engraving of IPMS Duneland on it, shaped like sprues on a model sprue. It was pretty great. They were sponsored by local patrons, club members, and businesses, along with the first, second, and third plaques that you could win in each category. I did walk away with the third place plaque for my Aussie A-Wing, but hey, enough about me. This is about the amazing modelers and the fantastic work I got to see. So let's meet some of these folks. Okay, hey guys, this is Spoons here, and I'm at the Duneland Contest and Swap Meet in Hobart, Indiana, and I'm here with Craig Jarbo. Craig, how you doing? Where are you from? What'd you bring today?
I'm not doing too bad. I'm from Montpelier, Ohio, about 3 hours from here. I brought a Tamiya Dragon Wagon, 135th scale. It took me about 8 months to do, with a few breaks in between, but did some 3D printing parts on quarries. Other than that, I thought it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with the kit. I wouldn't be opposed to building another one.
Yeah, it looks really daunting. Are you going to throw, if you do another one, you're going to throw an armored vehicle on the back there?
I think so. I was going to with this one, and then I was for a show, and so I kind of ran out of time. So I just had to just get it focused on it and getting it done. And yeah, I think if I do another one, I'm gonna add some kind of probably a German tank or something onto the back.
That's awesome. I absolutely love it. And as I get older, I'm starting to appreciate these logistical vehicles a lot more than the fighting vehicles. You know.
Yeah, and that's the same with me. I usually build armor, and okay, I gotta try something different, and I chose that. I'm glad I did.
Yeah, absolutely love it. I love the weathering. I love all the wear and tear you did on it, and honestly, I'm going to be a little biased, but I hope you take home a little bling today, because I think you deserve it.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate that.
Awesome. Thanks, Craig. All right, I'm here with Brian Gill. Brian, what do you got for us today?
I have my number 6 Stroh's Light, Mark Martin, NASCAR. Been a labor of love.
It's amazing.
I got it pretty much close to being done at one point before clearing.
Yeah.
Actually dropped a piece of tape on the car, half the decals off the front.
Oh no.
So, but it's been fun. It's MCW paint.
Yeah.
Blue. Some of the custom details would be aluminum drive shaft.
Okay.
A vent tube, custom window net, floorboard, exhaust, padding.
That's awesome.
Seat belts.
Right on.
Fully wired, not plumbed, but fully wired. So,
What kit is this?
this is a monogram.
Okay.
I think I used, I can't remember whose car it was. It wasn't the Mark Martin. I can't remember who the driver was. I didn't use anything else.
Well, I tell you what, I just got my first NASCAR kit. I'm going to build a Jeff Gordon car for the group build we're doing. And so, seeing all that detail, I probably won't go that far, but there's things I want to improve on it, obviously, like the window netting and whatnot. So, if I have any questions, I'm definitely going to hit you up.
Oh, please do. And I owe, if you know Clay Kemp, he's got a YouTube channel. He had a great tutorial on how to build the window net. That's who I learned it from.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, I tell you what, that's a beautiful looking model right there, Brian, and I appreciate the interview, and I hope you do well today.
All right, great. Thank you.
Nothing fancy, just clean.
I'm here with Jonathan Novak. He's from the Butch O'Hare Club up in Chicago, Illinois. Jonathan, we got for us today?
I got my 72nd scale Devlin B52 Norwegian scheme. Yeah, it's a special hobby kit, relatively new kit. pretty decent kit. I used the Edward photo etch set for it. It's got the open canopy for that. Underside is Vallejo PRU Blue, which I think is fantastic for that color. Top side is Tamiya XF81, the like RAF green too.
Right.
Otherwise, yeah, pretty decent kit. Had some fit issues, but nothing that can't be worked around. And yeah, basis by Bill for the base, by the way.
Oh, I was going to ask you that if that was a basis by Bill.
Yeah, it's basis by Bill, and it may or may not be a tail sitter, which is why it's glued to a base, but looks pretty cool though.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's good to see you, John. That's a lovely kit, man, and I really like the base edition too. So, yeah, I hope it does well today, man.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks, appreciate it. Riggins from Spray Gunner. Jacob, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
So, where are you guys based out of?
So Spray Gunner is based out of Oldsmar, Florida, which is right next to Tampa.
Okay, right on. And what can you tell us about the world of airbrushing right now, and what's out there and what's new, and what do you like about it?
So there's a ton of cool stuff going on right now. The cordless compressors are probably the hottest thing on the market right now for people just trying to get into airbrushing. It's an easy way to just kind of try it out. Not a huge investment, doesn't take up a lot of space. And if you want to improve from there, get better stuff, then you're not out very much.
Right on. As far as airbrush, now I know we got a Grex demo going on today. What can you tell me about the Grex products?
The Grexes are also extremely high quality, and what's really nice is that they have a pistol trigger style airbrush. A lot of people have found that more comfortable than your normal button style on top. It's just more natural in your hand. And their versatility is really nice as well. You can go all the way from a 0.2 millimeter needle nozzle kit for those fine details or dyes, really thin paints, all the way up to a 0.7 millimeter if you're doing some really wide coverages.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've been eyeing those, so that might, maybe I'll ask Santa Claus for that one,
Yep.
As for you, do you do any airbrushing or modeling, or how'd you get into this?
Yeah, so I started out doing a lot of like sci-fi stuff, like some Star Wars, some Star Trek, stuff like that. Got into Gundam for a little bit as well. I'm not really into like the cars, planes, stuff like that, but I really like the sci-fi.
Right on. Sweet. Thanks, Jacob. Thanks for coming down and setting everything up. You might get $1 or $2 out of me today. I don't know. We'll see. But okay, that's Spray Gunner, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, and what'd you bring today?
Oh, today I brought my Tamiya 135th KV1 along with a bunch of other stuff. But I feel like this is my best model at the show, so.
Right on. Anything special you done to this kit?
It's got model casting tracks on it, some value gear storage, and then the little scenic base I did for it.
That's awesome. And I'm guessing being Tamiya, it was a dream to put together?
It was a dream to put together. I did scratch build the tow cables on it.
Okay.
As the kit ones are always a little difficult.
Yeah. That rules, man. It looks lovely, and that is definitely a kit that's on my wish list, so it's awesome to see it built up like that.
Yeah, there's a couple of other good-looking ones here, so it looks like we've got some stiff competition today.
Yes, sir. I brought my P47, and there's always too many jugs at a show, but I love a P47.
Absolutely.
Right on. Well, I hope you do well today, Mike. That looks fantastic, and thanks for the interview.
Yep, thank you.
All right, guys, I'm here with John. John, where'd you come from today?
Grays Lake, Illinois.
Grays Lake, Illinois. Awesome. And what'd you bring today?
Brought a couple models, UH2C Sea Sprites, C1A Trader, U505 Submarine, and 11 Commando.
Right. Oh, nice. So tell me about this UH2C.
So it's part of a larger project I'm doing. I did the Enterprise from 1968 and 1 to 720, and then I'm going through and doing one of each of Carrier Air Wing 9 that flew off for that year. So this is the helicopter, the UH-2C, and it's the clear prop kit, and they just came out with it. Originally I was going to backdate a SH-2F, and then they came out with this kit, so I went ahead and did that. And then for the 1 to 720 Enterprise, Starfighter has the 1968 decals for that squadron. So I contacted them and asked them if they could scale up to 1:72 for the Big E and some of the other decals, and they were more than happy to. And I've also done that for other planes in the project, so they were super helpful as well.
That's awesome. Do you want to show us some of the insane photo etch you pulled off on this one here?
Yeah. So, and you know, this is right at the edge of my skill set with all this PE, but you could see all around the rotor, that's all PE from the centerpiece out. The center of the back rotor is PE, and then there's, you know, PE throughout. There's the cranes on the side and underneath the pitot tubes and even the windshield wipers. So yeah, it took the steadiest hand I could possibly put together.
That's stunning, dude. And you, what's the green sticker? Is that?
That's second place.
That's okay. So
6, and I'm so happy with that.
Oh yeah. And it seems like helicopters is. It's such a small category, but then you got to come up against some pretty stiff competition.
Exactly, and every helicopter I've seen has been really good. Like, you go into planes and cars and stuff, you have where there's a multitude of them. You have a range of, but helicopters is always stiff. And I was, you know, not confident going into this, to be honest with you.
Have you done many helicopters?
I did 1-144 Marine One. And as part of the history of the presidential aircraft project, and I did back what I call pre-current era when I was, you know, hadn't learned any modeling skills. I did AH-64 longbow or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But yeah, then I found fine scale modeling in like 1996.
Sure.
And I was off from there.
Right. Well, that's impressive, man. For not doing a lot of like rotary aircraft, that's incredible. So good on you, dude. You definitely deserve it today.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Okay, guys, I'm here with another fantastic modeler. This is Mark. What do we got today? Or where are you from, Mark? What club you representing?
I'm from Waterloo, Indiana, and I'm with the Fort Wayne Amps.
That's awesome. Is that South Bend is the next Amps, right?
Yes, in April.
I'm pumped for that show. Okay,
too.
Mark. Tell us about what you brought today.
Well, I got a Hobby Boss 148 scale Sherman. It's a M4, an M4 A1 W76, which is 76 millimeter, and the W stands for the wet stowage of the ammunition. It's in the hedgerow of Normandy. It's based on a pretty famous picture. It's got the black camouflage with it. I thought it was pretty cool. So had photo etch with the kit, and I put Legend stowage with it, and the tow cable from Eureka Double XL, and just a pretty fun kit, and went together real good. And I think they got Tamiya knapsacks around the edge of it there. We're up there on the turret hanging off there.
Right.
And it's done really well for me.
Yeah.
The base is styrofoam and got leaf clutter. I think I pressed my own leaves. And all the greenery is woodland scenic limbs, actually.
Okay.
For trees, and they look like saplings, and I just stuck them in there. And kind of great growth.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it, and I love the hedgerow. Your base is absolutely. I mean, the model itself is great, but the base is absolutely phenomenal.
The base actually comes from Hobby Lobby. It had the bark with it, and that stains actually shoe polish.
That's awesome. Yeah, the bark on the base, and then it being in a hedgerow, and like I said, the leaves is what really got me. So I think you just did a fantastic job, and obviously did a fantastic job because it looks like you're going home with the first place today.
It looks like it, yeah. Thank you very much.
Right on. Thank you, Mark. You did a great job. I really love this kit.
Thank you.
Okay, I am here with John Fluck, President IPMS. How are you doing today, John?
Good.
So, Yeah, it looks like it. We're winding down here. Looks like we had a pretty good day. So what do you do for the club, and what goes into running a show?
Well, I am the president of the club and the contest chairman. There's a lot. I think the biggest thing is to advertise, and then the second biggest thing is to find people that can help out in the different positions, the awards chairman, the raffle chairman, and then getting the guys here and the day before to set up and get them going in the morning, and in a few minutes we're going to tear it down.
Yeah, it looks like it. We're, like I said, we're about to wind down. Just did the judging. It looked like we had a pretty good selection of models today.
Yeah, it was just under 400 from what I understand. I haven't got the final count yet. I'll do that sometime this week. I'm going to try and get pictures. I think I took pictures of all the models. I'm going to get that on our webpage, which is IPMSDuneland.org. I'll also try and get them on our Facebook page, IPMS Duneland.
That's awesome. I had a blast today. I cleaned up in the raffle.
Awesome.
Took home an award. Got a lot of great interviews. So thanks so much for putting this on, and had a blast. You guys are pretty much our sister club, so more than happy to come up and judge and do all that fun stuff.
And we appreciate you coming up.
Appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you, John. Well, there you go, guys. Another successful show in the books. That was a fun video to make. Thanks so much to everybody who was involved, and I got to interview. Especially thank you to my very sweet mother for being my lovely camera assistant. I thought she did a great job. I'm hoping to do a lot more of these. Obviously, time is a constraint. Time and money and getting out to them. So I think the next one I'm shooting for is AMPS in April up in South Bend. I'm going to do another on location interview type video and try to capture all of AMPS up in South Bend, and then hopefully do something at Nationals. It's going to be my first Nationals, so I don't know how much filming I'm going to get done because, you know, do I want to turn it into a work trip or do I want to turn it into a fun trip? So I'm going to try to do as much as I can. I think it would be really cool to capture Nationals in kind of this medium and get it out to everybody. But yeah, thanks to Chris Doppler and John Fluck and all the guys at IPMS Duneland. You did a great job on that show, and awesome awards, awesome setup, and a killer raffle. By the way, I cleaned up the raffle, and here's some pretty sweet little prizes I got. I got this Tamiya 148 Volkswagen Type 82E staff car. It is a awesome little kit. You get two. You can do a military version or a civilian version. It's actually quite small. There is the little body of the car, the classic bug as we would know it. So it might be a fun little weekend build. Might find its way in a diorama or some sort of scenery. I was also thinking it might be really cool to do like, you know, maybe a shot up Nazi staff car. Maybe some partisans found it and gave them the retribution they deserved. I found this, I got this little TriStar German Panzer Crew set, early war. As you can see here, they're sitting on Panzer 1s. I do have TACOM's double Panzer 1 kit that I'm working on, so I think these guys might find themselves on one of those tanks when I finish them up. They look pretty neat. I don't know a ton about figures. I don't know if these are some of the best figures on the market or not, but going over them, they look decent. You know, there might be a little cleanup here and there, but excited to see what I can do with those. I got this classic Tamiya kit, this SDF KFZ 222 Light Panzer Spawagen. Little armored scout car. It's a cool little car. Definitely a Tamiya 70s kit. Should go together pretty well. And, you know, I might try to detail it out. Might try to find a metal gun barrel and some photo etch for it, but looks like a fun little kit and another little fun weekend blitz build. Another Tamiya 48 scale kit, the Matilda Mark III, Mark IV. I love this. I love this desert scheme here, the blue, green, and brown scheme. So pretty cool little kit, and I'm really, really loving these Tamiya 148 scale armor kits. They're a blast to put together, tons of detail, and again, another great weekend project. So you can have them built and ready to paint in maybe just a day or two. Okay, this one's awesome. The A3B Sky Warrior from Hasegawa. This is in 172 scale. This is actually a really cool subject, and I gotta be honest, if I didn't win it in a raffle, I don't know that I would pick this kit up. Nothing against the kit. I think the subject kind of would have been under my radar. You know, mainly single engine World War II aircraft. So very cool subject. You know, it kind of gets thrust upon you and you start to look at it and you're like, wow, that's actually pretty neat. So I got this. It looks pretty sweet. Should go together really well being Hasegawa. And it did come with this awesome reference book from Squadron. These are classics, man, and they have all sorts of cool centerfolds and all sorts of detail about the development and use of the aircraft. So it was a cool little dual win I got in the raffle there. Little Spitfire Airfix Spitfire Mark 1. Not a bad little kit. I know the Airfix can be hit and miss, but I already have one in my stash, but I was already researching decals, and there's some actually pretty neat Battle of Britain Aces decals for this kit. So, you know, I might end up going with two of these on my shelf one day. This is probably the least favorite just because of how old it is. It is the old Academy TBF-1 Avenger. It's not a great looking kit. The clear parts are kind of thick, not a ton of detail, so probably might end up being a little paint mule or practice kit, and might hang on to it and let my little nephew or cousins build it one day because, you know, like I said, not a lot of ton of detail, not really an amazing kit. So be a good practice kit for a starter or a good paint mule out there, but pretty much got it for free. Now I did buy a few kits. I was telling myself no new kits till Nats. But I was at the show and a few things popped out at me, and so I had to have them. First one was this B5N2 Kate. Now this is actually the Pearl Harbor version, and I mention that because, as I said in one of my previous videos, a goal of mine is to do all of the single engine aircraft from the Battle of Midway in 1/48 scale. I knew I needed a Kate, but this, as you can see, is the high level bomber version, and both markings in here are for Pearl Harbor. I probably won't change that. I'll probably just do a Pearl Harbor Kate because it's a really cool subject, and I like the high altitude version as well. So be another great thing to have on the shelf one day. Now this came up because of the crisis in the Middle East, especially the attacks on Israel, and I was feeling, you know, I was feeling pretty sympathetic, and I wanted just to represent my support, if you will. Of course, Tamiya's 148th F-16, you can't go wrong here. And I also got a really sweet set of Israeli F-16 decals, so I will be doing that up. I don't know if I'll make a video. This might just be something I do in my own spare time. This is a kit I've been on the lookout for. This is a really cool aircraft. This is more of a War Thunder model. So when I play War Thunder, you always end up coming across a plane that in the real world it wouldn't have caught your attention, or in the history, you know, this was more of a test plane. I don't think it got to see combat. I might be wrong about this, but the DO-335A, again, really cool fighter to play with in War Thunder. That's kind of where I learned to love this aircraft. So a buddy of mine saw this at a previous show, picked it up, saw me at this show. That's where I paid him for it. So technically I got it at this show. But yeah, awesome little subject. And they do have, to me, it does have the B version that's got the big cannons on the wings. So had to have it. That's it. Like I said, I cleaned up. I had a great time. And these guys did an awesome job. This is only their second show in over a decade, and I think they're killing it. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned. I got more builds on the way. I'm going to get those out as soon as I can. But anyway, like, subscribe, follow, and thanks for watching. This has been Spoons. I'll see you later.